Special visit season is here. Yes, man. Georgia Tech is their first commitment of official visit season. We know a lot of targets are on campus. Zachary Lewis, Kayvon Cochero, and so many more. Also got Dorian Barney, but they landed commitment from Xavier Tucker, man. Outstanding running back from Alatoona. Now, this is a very underrated pickup for the Yellow Jackets because he's not ranked on any major platforms from what I saw, but he is a guy that had a breakout year. Speaking of breakout, this is what he was able to do. Now, Alatoona didn't have their best season, right? They went 4-6, I think 2-4 in the region. I believe they missed the playoffs, right? But he ran for 1,135 yards this year, 126.1 yards he averaged per game with 11 touchdowns. This kid checks a lot of, or I don't say a lot, but he definitely checks boxes for Georgia Tech, right? In terms of running backs, they want guys that can catch it out of the backfield. Xavier Tucker is one of those guys, right? Led the team in catches. I know that's not a lot, but 17, 281 yards, and 2 touchdowns as well, right? So he's a guy that can do a little bit of anything. But you check his tape, he also can block very well for a running back with pretty good size. So that's why I said this is a very underrated pick, but fits the scheme and the system of Georgia Tech well. Now, you got to also add in, he had a couple breakout games this past year, right? Against Holly Innocents, he ran for 247 yards and a touchdown. He also had another 200-yard game against Dalton, 239 yards rushing and a touchdown, average 13.3 yards per carry, the most this past season. Also ran for 185 yards as well early in the year. So he's shown he has the ability to take over games and be dependable. Now, when you look at the running back room for Georgia Tech, it is very deep, right? Jamal Haynes last year, right? Malachi Hosley, still very young. Look at the guys that got coming in. Traylon Maddox is only going to be, I think, a redshirt sophomore. You look at guys, like Shane Marshall, who's going to be coming in, right? J.P. Powell looked really good, obviously, early on. They're very deep at this position. Yes, they're going to lose some veterans from this team. They're going to have to reload probably with portal and different things like that. So it's going to be interesting to see what role he can carve out. He could be a guy that redshirts that first year, but if he can, take those bumps, those bruises, similar to what we've seen with Traylon Maddox, he could be a guy that's into the rotation early on in his career with the Yellow Jackets. So yeah, y'all, now Georgia Tech has 5 recruits for this class. Again, they're trying to trend towards where they were last year, a top 25 class. Last year in 2025, they did that. They were able to flip some guys, late in the cycle, and they also able to land some big-time guys. So we will see what they're going to have up the works. And it's right back to last year. Peyton Joseph was a big flip from them from Florida State. Obviously, Tate Harris was another big one in the secondary, and then they landed 5-star Josh Petty. So we'll see on the horizon if they are able to do the same kind of a thing, right? But off to a good start, right? They still got 3 more weekends in June where they're going to be hosting kids and everything like that. I will have full updates. I'm going to try to update SI as much as possible with anything I hear or I see. Just talking to recruits, their overall thoughts on the OVs, their timelines, when they're going to commit, and definitely when guys commit, definitely going to try to have articles out if I'm not doing something. But big time get for Georgia Tech. Continue to add to the running back class coming in. The first running back recruit for the 2026 class. Shout out to Norvell McKenzie. Great job recruiting. Very underrated get, but will help Georgia Tech moving forward.